shot that we're going to work on is what I would call a chip shot, and basically it's going to kind of be barely off the ground, and it can be used with any club. It can be used with a sand wedge or all the way up to about, I recommend, a 9-iron, and I'll do both of them. I'll do it with a sand wedge and a 9-iron, and so basically what it's going to be is, at first, where you're going to address it is the ball's going to be back in your stance, right in here inside your right foot. You're going to choke down on the club a little bit, and then once you set up, to keep it low, you almost kind of want to do a little forward press like this, so it should look something like this. And it was a little low, and it had a little run on it, so that's what the chip shot is. It's going to be low and roll out, so it'd be for a little bit longer shot than this right here. But that's kind of the gist of what that looks like with the sand wedge. With something less long than the 9-iron, it's going to be really low. It's going to be the same thing right inside your right foot back in stance. You're going to choke down. Kind of lean the club forward a little bit, and then just a little sweeping motion, just like that. And you saw how low it was and kind of rolled out, so that would be kind of, if I was to go a little long distance over here, I can kind of judge where I'm going to land it on the green, like so. And it should roll all the way down to that back hole, roughly. And that's kind of the typical shot you would use for that. So now we're going to... Okay, so the first thing we're going to go over is bunker shots. And the one key thing with the bunker is that you're not actually hitting the ball. The sand is propelling the ball out. So in this demonstration, I'm going to kind of show you what it would be like. So I'll go ahead and hit this one out. So you saw how all the sand, I hit the sand first and the sand propelled the ball out. So basically how that is done is, the way I like to do it is draw a line back behind the ball right here, and then that's going to be a spot that you enter the sand when you come down. So I'm going to show you this one right here. So when I come down and hit the ball, I should hit the sand right here, and that line should be gone. So we'll try it again. See how the line's gone? That's where my club dug into the sand. So that's just how you get out of a normal bunker shot. So you can go ahead and cut it. Good?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going to kind of explain the cause and effect with the draw and fade shots, and what the consequences are. So the first thing is, like, with the stance and stuff, for a fade, you want it to be, you're still going to put the ball in the same position as you normally would. You're just going to open up your stance a little bit and aim the other way. And then the club face is still going to be square. You're not going to open it, or you're not going to shut it or anything. It's still going to be square. And basically, when you're swinging down this line, the club face is going to essentially kind of open itself a little bit. And when you make contact with the ball, you're going to be swiping across the ball like that a little bit, which will get that side spin on it this way, which will get the ball to go that way. So that's the fade aspect. And then with the draw, it's the exact same thing, just opposite of the fade. Your stance is still going to be in the same spot. Club face is still going to be square. You're not going to close it this way. You're not going to open it. And when you're swinging down your path, it's going to come across the ball square, and then when you, with your feet kind of closed like this, swinging down this path, the only way your club can go is this way. So when you make contact with it, it's essentially kind of closing it a little bit and swiping it across from right to left, generating this kind of spin to where it spins that way. So that's basically the explanation and the cause and effect of the draw and fade shot. So we'll go back and practice that. you out along the way. All right, so you can cut that. Main key thing is going to be your left hand, where it sits in your hand, and how far it's rotated over and stuff. So where it should be sitting in your hand, it should be sitting kind of right here, underneath the little pocket of your thumb right here. So when I grip it, I got a grip. You can kind of see it's up underneath this pocket under here. I was actually being right here with this pocket right here, and I should be able to, when I release, I should be able to hold it with my left index finger. That'd be the only thing, and I can go up and down and all this kind of stuff. So that's where it should be sitting in your hand if I was to open up your hand. The next thing is when it comes over, you want the thumb kind of right here, and there's this V in your hand right here, and it should be pointed towards your right ear. So if I was to put it on right here, and set it up, you can see the V right here is over here towards my right ear. And then the right hand is just going to mimic the left one. You can either overlap, these are different grips, you can either overlap, interlock, or some people even baseball grip it. The most common one is going to be your interlock or your overlap. But same thing with the right hand, it's just going to mirror the left hand, except, and then the V is going to be pointed the same thing over to your right ear. So the V should match up over towards your right ear. You can see that I've got it overlapped. And that's what it should look right there, okay? So that's just kind of an overview of the grip. Stance, so there's two kind of sports that you can kind of correlate with the stance in golf. Does anybody know what those might be? Definitely not baseball. Soccer. Basketball and baseball. Oh, baseball, yeah. So the way it kind of correlates is when you're in baseball, when you're out in the infield, fielding the ground ball, you're about shoulder width apart, your feet are, and you're down kind of a little knee bent, upright, and you're down ready to field the ball. And same thing with basketball, when you're going to shoot for like a free throw, you're about shoulder width apart, you've got a perfect nice little knee bend, keep you stable, and then you're upright like this, and then you go up and shoot. It's the same thing with golf. When you stand up, when you address the ball, you want about shoulder width apart, you want a little knee bend to keep you kind of stable and everything, and then your chest, your core region right here, you should be over like this, or like standing up like this. You kind of want a little bend to where, if you see on my back, I'm not flat like this, or I'm not straight up. There's just a little kind of slight angle to it, and that's how the stance is. It's just like a baseball when you're out in the infield, or basketball shooting a free throw. So we'll go ahead and come out here and we'll work on those, and I'll just come by and check those, and then we'll start breaking down your swing.